Welcome back to Thomas and Mack. Clippers and Grizzlies getting ready to tip off here in just a moment. Let's check in with Alyssa Lang.
Yeah, when it comes to one of those Clippers standouts, you're talking Yannick Conan Niederhausen. He comes from Bern, Switzerland, a town of about 135,000 people. It's about an hour away from Zurich. Now, when he played on the U16 Switzerland national team, he was a 6'1" guard. A year later, at age 17, he was about 6'7". At that point, he broke his knee and had to sit out for about a year. He hit a growth spurt then. By the time he came back, he was 6'11" and had to change his entire game from being more of a forward guard to being a center. So you see him dribbling the ball up and down the court a little bit more sort of guard-esque because he never lost those skills. Now, we won't see him do that tonight, but we did see him do it throughout Summer League, guys.
Jimmy, I know you've had your eye on him too.
I like him a lot. What I like about him, he's 6'11", he weighs 242 pounds, and he's only 22 years old. And those kind of guys are hard to find. He's the first Penn State player ever to be drafted in the first round. Started his career at Northern Illinois prior to transferring up to Penn State. But there's a lot to like about him. And he's a bonus guy because if you recruit internationally, he speaks Swiss, German, French, and English. So he's one of your guys that can translate for you, but he has shown some stuff in the short amount of time that he's been a Clipper. But guys with that kind of size and that kind of motor, man, they can make some money and have a long career, and I think he will.
Did not play against Denver in their last game, but did have a 10-point performance against the Lakers. There's the Clippers coach, Jeremy Castleberry, high school teammate of Kawhi Leonard in Riverside, California, and was with Kawhi on the staffs on the Spurs and Toronto. And for Memphis, their head coach of their varsity squad is here coaching at Summer League, Thomas Isalo.
Well, it's a great opportunity for Thomas to continue to, grow himself as a head coach as he thrusts in that position late in the season. And as a head coach, you got to get confidence in your own voice in those huddles and on the bench making decisions. And it's not only a great opportunity to evaluate his team, but it's a great opportunity for him to evaluate himself, and that's what you do as a head coach. He'll look back on these 9 or 10 days. What did I do well? What do I need to be better at? I love the fact that he has chosen to be the head coach as the regular coach of the big team.
We've seen it a few times here and there where a rookie coach will coach, and he was the interim last year. Thomas won a play-in game against the Dallas Mavericks and then lost in a sweep to the eventual champion Oklahoma City Thunder. The Memphis Grizzlies lost Ja Morant in that series due to injury as well. So we'll have the lineups here for you. For the Grizzlies, it'll be Burton, Jones, Magnay, Fleming Jr., and Baldwin Jr. For the Clippers, it'll be Miller, Flowers, Baldwin Jr., Christie, and Kobe Sanders.
You talked about what Memphis did in postseason. The Clippers, a little bit of a different slot for them. They were the fifth-place team out of the West, 50-32 in the regular season, and lost to Denver in the Western Conference quarterfinals, Game 7. So the Clippers may be a little bit further advanced in terms of their big team, where they are right now. We already touched on it. Jordan Miller for the Clippers has been very, very good for his days right now in Vegas, doing a little bit of everything for this Clippers team.
We're about to tip here in a moment. Our officials tonight, Julian McFadden, Jason Albanza, and Castine Evans. George Sedano, Jimmy Dykes, Alyssa Lang with you here. Excited to have you here in Las Vegas with us. The championship game will be on ESPN at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Between the Sacramento Kings and the Charlotte Hornets. Two undefeated teams who ran through the competition yesterday in semifinal action.
Well, they did. Isaac Jones put on a show.
36.
Yeah, the second best performance we've seen in the Summer League this year.
And the Grizzlies win the tip. Ace Baldwin.
The Clippers start off in a zone, trying to confuse Memphis right off the bat in the first possession.
With Miller at the top of it. And Cam Christie deflects that one. It'll stay Grizzlies ball.
Well, you have to screen Miller off that ball as long as he is up top. You could always screen the top with that 1-3-1 or 1-2-2 zone, and Memphis was trying to do it, just an errant pass.
Baldwin, pump fake, now drives, throws up the wild shot, no good. Cleanup, no good there on the offensive board. So Magne misses, and the Clippers are out running. Baldwin Jr. can't handle it, so they'll reset. Dangerous pass there, and it's going the other direction.
Yeah, just too far of a pass across the body. That time by Christie. And valuing the ball, you learn it as you step up in level of competition, speed, athleticism, guys running through passes on the wings.
3 ball on the way. Philly Fleming gets fouled on the 3-point attempt.
I am not a fan of cursing. But if you're a head coach and you foul a 3-point shooter, you might let one slip. There's just no reason, George, for that to happen. Do we ever practice flying out of control at 3-point shooters and fouling them? And I think Baldwin fouled him up top and got his feet involved with his shooter as well.
What you see a lot in the NBA is guys kind of fly sideways and extend their arm kind of around them.
That was not one of them.
Yeah, that was straight on, unfortunately for Baldwin. But Fleming misses the first free throw. I know, that's the coaching. Yeah, I get it.
Yes,
I get it.
Yes.
I get it. Philly Fleming, Philandris Fleming Jr. played at Florida in his last season. But prior to that, Charleston Southern, 2-time All-Big South first-team Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, he was a stud at Charleston Southern, and with 2 free throws gives Memphis the biggest lead of the game. Right?
Yeah, that's true. You are not inaccurate there,
Again.
Memphis, another turnover. Now they're on the move. Burton loses it. And that's going to go off of the Clippers as it got kicked off somebody's leg.
Hope is not a plan. And that was kind of the drive by Burton, just hoping
to get
something
fouled.
would open up or get fouled or something.
He just drove.
It did not work well.
He tried to jackhammer his way into the paint there. And an errant pass. And that's over and back. So a sloppy start here early on.
We need a reset. We need a timeout and a reset.
This has got to be driving you nuts.
We fouled a 3-point shooter and had 3 turnovers in the first minute of this game.
And almost another one right there. Let's just say the defenses have been active for the most part.
Yeah.
Let's say that. Let's put a little positive spin on it. Kobe Sanders. Second-round pick for the Clippers.
Well, you got to use that screen up top if you're Christie. You didn't wait for that screen to get set.
And that one's another turnover as Ace Baldwin Jr. got his hands in there. Ace, certainly a guy who is a good defender, 2-time Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year in 24 and 25 back-to-back years.
Those on-ball screens are so prevalent in the NBA, and as the on-ball handler, you've got to wait for that screen to get set and use it.
Fleming with a pocket pass. They swing it now to Baldwin. Fleming on the drive, loses it. Sanders turns it right back over to Burton as he goes up, pump fake, gets it off the window.
Better job by Burton that time to play under control and off of 2 feet. Didn't try to do something crazy off of 1. Therefore, he was off balance, got himself on balance, feet under the shoulders. A good job by Burton in transition.
And now again the largest lead.
It is again.
Backdoor cut and finish by Baldwin Jr. Our guy Dave Freed had to write that note for me. He wanted to make sure we got that one in again. Fleming hangs, can't finish. Cam Christie comes up with it.
One thing I appreciate by Fleming, watching him at Florida, he's a heck of an athlete. I mean, he was an all-SEC athlete more than he was an all-SEC player, but those kind of guys find their way onto a roster and can create havoc sometimes. Very good cut by Baldwin out of that corner. As soon as his defender lost feeling of where he was, he just back cuts and burns that pressure off with a corner burn cut.
Baldwin, a very good offensive player. Defense is what they want to see from him, as he's playing the center position here for the 2nd straight game. It's kind of a stretch 5 for them out there.
Yeah, he is. He's only taken, Baldwin with a 3-point shot there, he's only taken 5 free throw attempts the entire time in Vegas. So I want him a little bit more aggressive with the ball, cutting hard. I talked about it yesterday. The most dangerous weapon in offense is a hard cutter, and Baldwin needs to grow more into that area.
Kobe Sanders picks up the foul there on Burton. That's his second. Again, 10 fouls at Summer League. Now in the championship game and in that tournament format, it is the traditional 6 fouls in the NBA.
I'm glad you mentioned the 10 foul rule, because here's my thought on that. I would, if I'm a staff, I would go back and find everybody that fouled 10 times in a Summer League game.
Well, we got the list for you right here.
Because it tells me those guys had a motor. They weren't afraid of contact. They were trying to make something happen, or they're just bad, lazy defenders. If it's the first thing, I would bring those guys to my camp. They may not make your roster, but they could expose someone who can't handle pressure. I love guys that have fouled 10 times. Give me the list.
All right, here's the list. Thon Maker.
Okay.
Diamond Stone.
Okay.
Andrew Bogut.
Okay.
Greg Oden.
Yep.
And DeMarcus Cousins.
Okay, those are the 10 that have fouled. Those guys that have fouled 10 times.
That have fouled out of a Summer League.
Did Meshack get close the other night? I thought Meshack got close maybe in his first game.
Yeah, he might have gotten close, but he didn't get to the 10.
Yeah, well, I would still.
Filipowski got 8 one night.
Okay, well, I'd bring Filipowski to camp, right? But like Meshack's not playing. But I would want him to be in my camp because he's going to expose guys that can't handle pressure like you're going to face in this league. So I think there's value in watching guys that have fouled a lot in this NBA Summer League.
Miller at the free throw line. Yes, it was Salt Lake where
Meshack. I knew he got his money's worth somewhere along the line.
Well, it was funny. I was watching that game where Filipowski had 8, and it was Mark Jones and Tim Legler. And Legler was like, well, if you get to 8, you might as well get to 10 at this point.
That zone look again. And Miller up top is such a hard guy to throw over and around. That's good. And George, that is a good active zone for a team that's only been together for literally days.
So 14 seconds on the shot clock. Baldwin takes the bump, throws it up, no call.
Small guards aren't going to get that call in this league.
Miller. Now Christie. The mid-range. Wide of the mark.
That's where he was a star, though, in college basketball at Minnesota.
Burton loses it, but it'll stay with the Grizzlies. Burton very aggressive going to the rim thus far.
The NBA, as you know, is a game of fast, quick decisions. You cannot be robotic. You have to expect the unexpected, and that shows up a lot of times in transition and how fast those plays develop and how fast your decisions and accurate they have to be.
Estrada lets it go. Yeah. Estrada, nothing but net on the 3.
Comes out of Alabama, and Alabama, they shoot about 100 threes per practice individually. A lot of confidence in those kids coming out of that Nate Oates system.
Trenton Flowers played for the Adelaide 36ers, and Miller gets a 3-pointer.
You know, in the 2023 NCAA tournament, he had a perfect game, Jordan Miller. 7 for 7 from the field, 13 for 13 from the free throw line. He and Christian Laettner are the only 2 guys that ever do it in the NCAA tournament, making at least 7 field goals. There's Estrada with a 3, and here's Miller. He has produced every game in Vegas, continuing so far in this one.
NBA 2K26 Summer League is proudly sponsored by NBA 2K26, rated E for everyone, and empowered by McDonald's.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Gaspar Secochanis. Today we hang out in the Industry Pizza.
Is this your first time in New York?
Yeah, second. Yeah, I've been one game we played here, but for one day in winter. It was so cold, now it's so hot.
Good. That's the New York way. You're already eating like a New Yorker. You fold it like that, so you're already eating like a New Yorker. Oh, I didn't know that's good. Yeah. It's good. It's like
I expected something like this, and it's pretty good, to be honest. It's the beginning of something new, you know, the beginning of my dream, to continue reaching my goals. So it will be cool, but you know, I have to start working from day one. So.
2-point ball game early on here between the Grizzlies and Clippers. A little sloppy though, Chippy.
You think? The Clippers 5 turnovers first 5 minutes.
Kobe Sanders probing. Pulls up, gets that one to drop.
Good job by Sanders. Played at Cal Poly for 4 years before transferring up to Nevada last year. The number 50 pick overall by the Knicks, who got traded to the Clippers on draft night. Good size though, right? 6'9", good skill set.
He led Nevada in points per game and assists. And another turnover, this time the Clippers taking advantage. Flowers gets fouled by Nate Hinton on the way up. Beautiful feed from Miller.
Defense, offense, right? Has got to come with speed. You can't mess around with that ball. And a good job of one bounce, and then boom, the bounce pass out front, not easy to handle, and a good pickup by Flowers.
Flowers misses the first. I mentioned earlier, Adelaide Sixers, undrafted in 2024. 42-inch vertical leap at the combine, highest among forwards in his year. He had committed to Louisville as a top 10 forward nationally, and then ended up decommitting and going overseas to Australia.
Interesting background, right? Played at 4 or 5, I think, different high schools. Committed to Louisville, then decommitted. And as you said, went to the NBL in Australia. Just hasn't really found his footing at the pro level in, 6 appearances with the Clippers this past year. We're getting 25 minutes a game out here in Vegas, though, so he's just not producing in those 25 minutes much. Low percentage from the floor, low percentage from the 3, and only 5 offensive rebounds. So Flowers trying to find his groove.
Nate Hinton weaving through traffic, gets it to Estrada, who thought about it at travel.
Really good on-ball defense by Koulikaitis to square his guy up. I talked about in the last game, at this NBA level, you can climb all up into the chest of people if you're squared, and the minute you give an angle, the official's whistle is going to go against you.
And another whistle here. You know, our previous game flew. This one,
not so much.
Yeah.
Not yet.
We had to go talk show mode, you and me. We were like auditioning for Get Up.
Well, you got to make them pay when 2 get on the basketball. You've got to make that defense pay for overloading.
They swing it. Miller's got to look here.
Yeah,
Miller drains it.
It took 4 or 5 passes to get there, but they finally got Memphis in a defensive rotation. A very good job by the Clippers to play with a hot ball in that possession.
9-0 run for LA. Estrada on the drive. Can't finish. Hinton pressuring. Now they swing it to the corner. Telford. No. Hinton again. He steps on the gas in attack mode and gets fouled. Might have gotten bailed out there, to be honest with you.
He big time got bailed out. Again, that was another drive of hope. Just hoping something good breaks free at the rim. And look at that ball movement again. That was the right pass, not the extra pass. Extra passes result in turnovers. The right passes result in open good looks. And really good job on that possession, which all started with a double team on the ball down low.
Nate Hinton on the free throw line. Played last 5 seasons in the G League. Nearly 14 points per game and 8 rebounds. And 2 steals. 5th trip to Summer League for Nate Hinton. Again, one of those guys that has been a consummate pro in the G League, a good vet on these Summer League teams, just a good guy to have on your roster to help with the young guys. And, you know, in his case, he's got a solid all-around game, but can he excel at one thing like we were talking about in that last game?
You have to have an NBA skill if you're going to catch somebody's attention. And it's a Memphis team that could use some shooting. And they trade Desmond Bain, 19-point guy and a 3-point shooter specialist, to Orlando.
Flowers with the layup.
You got to find some shooting now if you're Memphis at some point somewhere.
Here's Estrada. And tried to get it to Hinton, but quick hands by the Clippers. It'll stay Memphis ball with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Small to inbound. Estrada. Finds Small. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Small sidestep 3. No good. Rebound Poulikitis. Flowers thought about it. Poulikitis will pull the trigger, and you see it there. Too strong. Rebound Miller. Miller. Floater's no good. Poulikitis, the putback, no good. No good on the second try. He still got it. Gets ripped. And Estrada comes up with it.
A good effort by Poulikitis, just wasn't rewarded with a bucket.
Quick hands by Trenton Flowers, but Memphis keeps it. Zovic fires. No good. Flowers comes up with the board.
Well, those are the shots that you see in normal NBA games that go in. You don't see very many possessions at those big league games that guys miss 2 or 3 open shots in a row.
Sanders drains that one.
Finally put an end to it, does Kobe Sanders. And he's right at 34% his last 2 years in college basketball, 37% right now from 3 in Vegas. 6'9" guy that can shoot it. They have some value.
14-1 run here for LA. Flowers lets it rip. Wide of the mark. Good rebound by Telford, and he gets fouled underneath. So we'll step aside. And Sanders firing away.
Yeah, 37% is what this guy has shot in Vegas so far. A little dribble out handoff action by Flowers. Defense sags back. Number 4 in white makes him pay.
All right, it is now time for the Hennessy guest.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. We here now, man. Let's go. Whole game, 48 minutes. Let's go. Get on 3, 1, 2, 3. Y'all, Blue, keep setting screens. Don't foul offensively. It's going to be louder for them when we have the ball. So don't worry. When we're on defense, we can talk. It won't be as loud as you think. Yeah, Dennis. Yeah, boy. Let's go. I got corner. Come on. I'm corner. Because you're going to play the same team over and over, they're scouting just like we scout. They're doing everything we do.
NBA Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson Jr.
He is unreal, blocking shots right now. Jaren said, not in our house. Blocked out of bounds by Jackson.
What about the block? Boy, Jackson Jr.
Blocked by Jaren. Second blocked again. He contested the corner 3 to be able to get back into the play and get that shot out of here. Block Panther, introduce yourself.
Meet me at the summit, my friend.
That might be the block of the season, partner. If you have to switch out, able to move his feet well enough and come up with a big block at the rim.
Get out of here! A new career.
Summer League action in Las Vegas wraps up tonight on ESPN and the ESPN app. The Summer League Championship, Sacramento and Charlotte at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Dave Pash, Corey Alexander on the call. I'll be on the sideline for that one. And there's 2 faces you see there. Sharif Abdur-Rahim, the president of the G League, the NBA G League, and AJ Dabansa, who could be the projected #1 pick next year. Sharif was the #3 pick in the 1996 draft to the Vancouver Grizzlies back then.
Well, Dabansa will not be in the G League this year. That's
But they could be talking about getting picked early in the draft.
They
that's
sure
for sure.
could, because that young man on the right could certainly be the #1 overall pick next year. So to your point, that's a pretty interesting conversation. How do you handle the spotlight and the pressure and all those things that come with it? And that kid's built to do it. And he's talked about winning a national championship, his one and only year in college basketball. I like guys that are a dog and have a motor about them and a confidence about them, and that's Devonta to me.
Yeah, a 3 there for Estrada. That draft, though, that Abdur-Rahim was in. So it was Iverson 1, Camby 2, Abdur-Rahim 3, Marbury 4, Ray Allen 5.
You're talking Hall of Famer.
Magnus with the block. Kobe went 13 to Charlotte and then eventually traded to the Lakers. Peja Stojakovic at 14 and Steve Nash at 15.
That's unbelievable.
What a draft. I mean,
that's as good of a draft class as you could start mentioning off, right?
The arguments to me on draft classes start with 84, 96, 2003.
Okay.
Those are the 3 usually that get in the mix.
Yeah. You know, I graduated in 84. I was not part of that 84 draft class.
I was waiting to hear what was next.
Hey, no, I had a pro offer out of Arkansas.
Okay.
You know the pro offer?
What?
The Washington Generals to play against the Globetrotters.
All right.
Yeah, that was my one professional offer.
There were 7 rounds in 1984.
I still didn't get picked.
Oh,
I needed 8.
Jimmy.
I needed 8.
You know what? If it would have been 8, I feel like you would have gone.
I should have been a Washington General looking back.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burton on the baseline drive, drops it off for Hinton in the corner. Hinton nails the 3-pointer.
Well, you got to have guys in the NBA level that can stick those corner threes.
Tie ball game. 45 seconds left. 8-0 run for the Grizzlies. Telford gets it to Brockington, who checks in. He drives. Left-hand scoop shot is good off the glass.
How about Brockington buying a little bit of time, a little bit of a shake dribble to freeze his defender? And the C opens up for Brockington, and Memphis undermanned and maybe even undersized, hanging in this game big time with the Clippers. Watch this move by Brockington right here. Just that little shake right there kind of froze the defenders and got all 3 defenders to rise up a little bit. And as soon as they rose up, boom, he got low and got to that left paw on the right side finish. Really well done by Brockington.
And on the other end, Magnay will go to the free throw line. First one rolls in.
Well, he spent the last 6 or 7 years, right? Australian Pro League, played 1 year at Tulsa. Got a good body, 6'10", 245, great hair, looks the part.
Played in the 2024 Olympics for Australia. So 2-second differential game clock, shot clock.
What's the biggest lead been in the game? When it's 4-0?
We're finding out. It was 8 actually at one point. Yeah, the Clippers were up 18-10, I believe. Cam Christie going downhill, high off the window, can't get the finish. The putback is good. Count it. So Gary, right place, right time with the finish.
George, the value, though, of a guy that can turn the corner and get the ball up on the glass, because you get the defense rotating over to you. Gary comes in and cleans it up on the weak side. I love that attack by Christie. I mean, he came with force and purpose. Kind of that NASCAR cut, I call it, automatically turning as he got the ball, turning around that corner. Well done by Christie to get it off.
Small goes coast to coast. Whoa, with the reverse. Count that basket right before the buzzer.
Yeah.
So we got a good one here, Jimmy. Clippers up 1.
Beautiful job by Javon Small to close it out. Guy that played a lot of ball from East Carolina to Oklahoma State to West Virginia, but he understands the clock winding down, doesn't feel the pressure, and gets the finish.
Jake, keep attacking. Keep attacking. One! Other side, Trey. Stay aggressive, guys. You good? Hey, now you had the right layup on the right side, yo. Hey, Blue, we know what he gonna say. He gonna say we gotta get back. He gonna say we gotta talk a little bit more. Hey, you all right? Hey, those are great looks. Amazing looks. Let's go, Blue. Hey. Hey, that's that midi. That's the shot. Don't pass that up. Oh my, yak. Oh! That's my point guard right there. That's my point guard right there. Woo! Get out my bag, Jake. Get out my bag, Jake. Take that corner. I got that corner. Yeah, Scotty. Be ready to shoot, Jake. If that happen again and you on him, I'm gonna try to call you switch out to mine. You gonna show him the bounce? You gonna show him the bounce? Jake, 7 quick ones. 7 quick ones. Let's go. Hey!
Tyler, that was a heck of a way to end the first quarter. How do you guys continue to generate some efficient offense?
Got to keep our foot on the gas pedal, get on the defensive glass, and just keep pushing.
How has this group been able to do that throughout Summer League? Keep pushing with your foot on the gas.
Yeah, you know, we've taken some hard runs. We just got to punch back.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. Tyler Burton there with Alyssa. And the bench, as you saw there, has really pushed the Grizzlies back in this one. Aaron Estrada and Nate Hinton leading the charge for the bench for Memphis.
I like what Tyler Burton said. In this league, you are going to get punched, and you got to learn to punch back quickly. And there's a time at Tyler Burton at Richmond, he looked like a guaranteed first-round lock with 6'7", a long wingspan, highly productive player.
Fleming with the crossover, fade away, no good. Ball batted out. Hinton recovers. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Agne going to work. Not great spacing there. Ball in and out. Agne trying to fight for it, and a foul on the floor. It'll be Grizzlies ball.
It was not great spacing. You don't ever run to the ball unless it's a scoring cut. And a couple of Memphis offensive players just running to Magne, being attracted to it.
Cam Christie picks up the foul for the Clippers. Javon Small. They swing it one more time to Hinton for the corner three. Short. Pulakidis touched it last. No, actually the Grizzlies touched it last.
George, you will if you move the ball, you will get some open 3 looks against that 1-2-2 zone. And that time the Clippers came out of that out of bounds situation in that zone again.
Christie pulls up, long 2, short. Rebound Javon Small. Fleming. Small on the step back for 3. Small buries that one.
That's a tough shot because that 1-2-2 zone or 3-2 zone, those elbows were clamped off. There was nowhere for Small to drive that basketball. But he keeps his composure and steps back and strokes it.
Christie answers on the other end for 3.
I like Cam Christie. He does a lot of good things.
His brother Max, obviously, was in LA with him for the other team in LA. These two teams, the Clippers and Lakers. Beautiful finish there for Fleming.
His older brother Max played at Michigan State, right?
Correct,
yeah,
correct. And now with the Dallas Mavericks. And it's interesting because before the trade for Luka, Max Christie was playing really good ball for the Lakers. He was helping them as a 3-and-D type wing.
Yeah.
Young players still, both of them. You know, both Christie brothers. But the Lakers and Clippers had both Christie brothers for the moment. But let's check in with Alyssa on Cam Christie.
Yeah, well, one of the things he talked about throughout Summer League was wanting to improve his defensive intensity as well as his shooting ability. He said Derek Jones and Chris Dunn have been huge in helping his development, and he gave a shout out to his older brother Max. Of course, y'all talking about him playing for the Mavericks. He specifically mentioned getting better at his on-ball defense by watching Derek, knowing that they have a similar build. He watches his techniques in navigating screens.
Derek Jones Jr., nicknamed Airplane Mode because he's one of the high flyers in the sport, won a dunk competition. And certainly a guy that you want to talk about point of attack defense. He is so long and wiry that, you know, similar to Max. Max a little smaller than him.
Yeah.
But yeah, very similar build, just a little more compact for Christie.
But if you look at Cam Christie, he's a very smart, competitive, fluid athlete. He has moved the ball well in Vegas. I think he came into today's game with 10 assists. And just that explosiveness, boom, that he has, it's hard to find and easy to coach.
Burton finishes there.
So he's gotten better within this game in his transition decisions, has he not?
Yeah, up and down action. Yeah, remember he started off just bowling into the crowd there in the paint.
Not good.
Baldwin Jr. for three, too strong. Magne with the board, dangerous pass. Hinton comes up with it. He goes downhill and gets stripped by Brockington, and Brockington tripped up by Magne.
Good effort. You got guys that are playing on an empty tank that are finding some fuel. I believe we've had 20 guys so far play total in this game right now, and you're seeing guys with effort, toughness, reaching down, digging in, not buying into the fact that this is our 10th day here in our 5th game and we've lost our edge. Man, forget all that. You got a chance to make a mark right now and impress somebody and join somebody's camp in the next couple of months.
And the coach is giving them that opportunity, as you mentioned. 9 for the Clippers. Played in the first quarter. 11 played for the Grizzlies as Baldwin Jr. takes the hit there.
If you're eligible to play in this game and you haven't played, that's not a good sign.
Oh, I agree with that.
Everyone's getting a shot right now, right?
Yeah. Well, and if you're the Grizzlies, particularly as they take a timeout at the moment, Tuomas Isola wants to talk things over. He wants to challenge that play there on the Baldwin drive. We'll step aside and get the review for you.
You had, if I'm not mistaken, the largest hands here at the draft camp. Can we see the hands? Look at that hand.
I'm out here just trying to improve myself. I'm not trying to impress none of the scouts. I'm going to impress myself out here. And if I just worry about myself, I think they will be impressed about how hard I work. A lot, we're doing defensive slides, backpedaling on the agility box, 4 corners. So, and we're jumping on a vert, so I think it has a lot to do on the court, jumping up, trying to grab the rim, grabbing rebounds, just the lane slides, playing defense. So I think it all helps in transition.
So Tuomas Isola, the coach of the Grizzlies, challenging this. It was called a block on Nate Hinton. What do you think, Jimmy?
I think Nate Hinton is there, and he comes out of a Houston program that takes great pride in defense and giving up their bodies. And to me, he's there before that plant foot's down, and I think it's a good challenge, and I think it'll go their way.
Now let's see what the officials come up with here. Julian McFadden, Jason Albanza, Castine Evans. Here's Julian McFadden. Still looking at it. I thought he faked me out for a second. I thought he was headed to the microphone.
Hey, how was the Backstreet Boys last night?
Oh, my God. Huh? We got to have time to talk about that at some point.
After review, the defender fails to establish a legal guarding position prior to the upward motion. Therefore, this challenge is unsuccessful. Memphis will lose their timeout and their ability to challenge.
Okay, they saw it different than I did.
Yeah.
It was extremely close. But I love the fact that Hinton, trying to give up his body, did give up his body. Not afraid to a collision at the rim.
Tuomas Isola stoic after that decision.
Yeah.
Didn't seem thrilled about it,
No,
though.
he did not.
No. So Baldwin Jr. will go to the free throw line. Again, Tuomas was the interim coach after Taylor Jenkins was let go last year towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And we saw that happen twice in the NBA last year. Michael Malone also let go late in the season, and David Adelman took over, and he's now the head coach. And Isola also the head coach now moving forward in Memphis.
I thought Isola handled it really well. He's got some good young talent. Jalen Wells, we haven't talked about in this game. Only played a couple of times out here in Las Vegas, but second round pick in 2024, 6'7", somewhere in there, but really good skill level.
Burton fires. Burton connects on the three.
Did you see how high he got up for that shot? Because it was challenged. I mean, a big-time challenge that Burton just rose and found that rim.
Miller bodying his way in, bullying his way in, gets the basket.
And he just refused to be stopped by pretty good defense. Just continued, to your point, to bull his way. That was just a bully you drive by Miller. And so many good things the last 10 days in Vegas.
Wow. Trenton Flowers knocks it in by accident. So counted for Burton. That's the second time in Vegas we've seen that. Baldwin on the steal, and he gets the finish.
Baldwin, one of those guys that defensively, he's always around the ball. #1 in blue for Memphis. A very smart, high IQ gambler defensively is what Baldwin is.
Memphis' largest lead for them as Sanders misses the three. Fleming loses the handle, but it'll stay with Memphis. 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Go back to the play where Flowers just boom, can't control it. 2 points for Memphis.
And Burton got the easiest 2 points of his life there. Thanks to Flowers. Jones fires for three. Whoops, way off the mark.
And we weren't sure coming in with all the dudes that Memphis is holding out, how they hold up in this game. And check that box, yes, so far.
Miller on the drive, and he gets fouled. Kozovic not happy with that.
I don't think in a regular season game or a playoff game that gets called, because you're not rewarded with any type of finesse soft drive in the NBA. And that, to me, this just wasn't a really strong, emphatic drive by Miller. And he gets, there's some contact there, but I think he got a fortunate whistle. But he has been so good, Miller has, in his time in Vegas this year. You look at his numbers. He backs it up. He leads him in minutes played, field goal attempts, free throw attempts. And maybe as impressive as anything is he's been the leading offensive and defensive rebounder for the Clippers at only 6'5".
Miller gets the free throw. 5-point ball game. Ace Baldwin directing traffic.
There's that big zone again for the Clippers. And it is a big 1-3-1 zone.
Baldwin lets it rip. This time Flowers secures it. Sanders on the drive, gets stripped by Estrada. Jones going the other way. Estrada now for three, wide of the mark. Rebound Telford. And Jordan Miller to control things. Gets it to Flowers on the baseline now, and he throws it away. Flowers having a rough stretch here. Baldwin goes up strong, and Miller, good defense. Flowers, pump fake, thought about it. They swing it to Sanders. He's open for three. Late contest, no good. Jeremy Jones surveying. Montgomery steps into a three. Montgomery stinks that one.
A 2-minute drought by both clubs. Good job of being patient in his transition run to that basketball.
Baldwin short. They dump it in down low, and a foul. As that one is to Efton Reed III. But let's take a look at that three again.
Well, Montgomery's going to stick one that ends a drought, that a game that started looking a lot like a shirts and skins game in the summer. But Montgomery does a good job of getting off the ball as he runs up that floor and getting to that 45-degree slot, which is it's a high percentage look for any pro. That and that deep corner three is about where the rim looks the best for most shooters.
Efton Reed III played a season at LSU, Gonzaga before that, and then at Wake Forest the last couple of years. Undrafted here. Gets the first one to go. The Emirates NBA Cup tips off October 31st. The much anticipated tournament returns with all 30 teams in group play, 8 advancing to the knockout rounds, but only 1 will capture the cup. Visit NBA.com/NBA Cup to learn more. I've been in Vegas the last couple of years for that. It's a fun event for sure. And it's interesting because if you look at the teams that have advanced, particularly the young ones, they have had some success after that. Indiana, in the inaugural one, lost to the Lakers. And they ended up going to the conference finals that year, lost to Boston, went to the finals this past season. So we've seen teams have success. I'm curious if Atlanta has a similar trajectory this year in the East. After that experience this past year, they lost to Milwaukee, who eventually won the cup, beating Oklahoma City. Miller throws up a wild shot. Memphis comes up with it. Estrada on his horse to the corner. Montgomery, nope, stepped on the line.
But really good feel for the game by Montgomery, although he steps out of bounds in that choke down corner area. Flooding the floor to those deep corners in transition is one of the most difficult things to defend in your conversion defense. George, an on-ball defender at this level should disrupt the ball, have the ability to disrupt the ball. Off-ball defenders impact the ball. On-ball defenders have to disrupt the ball.
Good ball movement by the Clippers there, but couldn't connect. Memphis, Estrada finds Reed trailing. Wide of the mark. Flowers skies for it. Ball batted around. Still in the air. Memphis controls it. Jones to the corner. Montgomery this time in the right place and gets it to fall. A three-pointer in the corner by Montgomery.
Good job on Montgomery to keep his feet disciplined alive. He learned from the last time of stepping back into his shot. And I love the tenacity and the fight that this young Memphis team has played with. You got a bunch of dudes that have not gotten a lot of run in Vegas, making the most of their opportunity, coming up with 50-50 balls, an underhand pass, but a good job of corralling it by 7 in blue, and Memphis up 13.
I was in kindergarten. My dad bought me the all-white Air Forces. It was before they were like this big thing. I used to like wear them, playing sports, playing in the grass. Like they used to be beat up. But like now I can never do that. I feel like in LA you gotta be on your best at all times. Like everyone's always dressed up. You don't want to just put on a trash fit because you know someone's always looking. Going down the tunnel walk, your picture's getting taken whether you like it or not, so you might as well look your best. The spotlight is definitely in LA for sure. I feel like growing up, I used to wear like solid black or solid white, but now I like bright colors. So I try to get like something that pops out. If I can visualize a fit with the shoe, and the shoe is like something I don't see a lot of people in, I probably bought it more times than not. That's my goal, is to buy shoes that I don't see people in.
Welcome back to the NBA 2K26 Summer League. Let's take a look at the Grizzlies' projected depth chart here, Jimmy.
Well, we know it all starts with Ja Morant, and then from that point, you look at Jalen Wells, who's going to work his way into that starting lineup most likely. Zach Edey continues to develop, but they got to add some pieces. And you look at Ty Jerome, who they just signed, I believe, last week, one of the top 5 three-point shooters in the NBA last year. So he brings some more offense to Memphis. But it's a team right now, we talked about, they were the 8th seed and got swept by Oklahoma City in round 1. So trying to fight their way through and move up. But I like the addition of Ty Jerome. And then we just found out today P.J. Hall, who I think had the 2nd best dunk in the NBA Summer League this year a couple of days ago, has just been picked up by Memphis as well. So try to put pieces together when you lose a guy like Desmond Bain.
By the way, you want to talk about development in this league. Yep. Memphis has a great example of it, and it's Scottie Pippen Jr.
No doubt.
Jones buries that 3. And Scottie Pippen Jr. was a Lakers prospect, came here to Summer League, did not look super comfortable at the beginning, and then Memphis gets him as they're on an 11-0 run. And the year they lost everybody. They lost Ja, they lost Jaren. You know, so many guys got hurt that particular year. Bain got hurt that year. Jaren Jackson was basically playing with a bunch of their G League guys.
Yeah, right.
All those guys, Scottie Pippen amongst them, G.G. Jackson. These guys got opportunities. So much so with Scottie Pippen, he's rounded out his game to the point that this past year, when they're a playoff team, he's in the rotation, playing meaningful minutes for them as a 3-and-D guard in the backcourt.
Yeah, you can see that toughness and have that ball in a string in college when he played. Just a matter of time until he figured out. He obviously has. They got a good young talent sitting on the bench right now in Jalen Wells over there, who was a second-round pick in 2024. We talked about him a little bit. And there's just good pieces there. Jalen Wells was really good in the games that he played in Vegas. I think he averaged 16 points.
Finished third in Rookie of the Year.
He did.
Yeah. So we got a foul here on Cam Christie. 1:24 to go. Grizzlies up 16.
You know, the other guy that hasn't gotten any run is Cedric Coward, the number 11 overall pick out of Washington State.
Injured last year, obviously. Yeah.
Yep. 6 games, but you know he was actually going to transfer to Duke, I believe, and then he showed up so well in the combine and changed his mind. Another errant pass by the Clippers, just
a little pick 6 there for Jeremy Jones.
Easy one, yeah.
13-0 run for the Grizzlies.
Memphis has just put the chokehold on the Clippers.
Clippers are struggling to get any semblance of good offense here, but Christie drives, loses it. And it's staying here with 8 seconds on the shot clock, 47.6 to go in the half.
George, it's another example, though, of a drive that's not a hard physical drive expecting contact to come. Any finesse drive will not be rewarded in this league. I don't care if it's a summer league, the regular season, or certainly the playoffs.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Koulakidis is going to have to pull the trigger from the elbow, off the mark. Fleming on the drive here, decides to pull it back out. Now he's going to test Christie on the spin, loses it. It's going the other way.
Fleming has gotten in trouble a couple of times in this game by over-dribbling that basketball. He needs to be a 1 or 2 bounce guy and keep that thing moving, and use his athleticism to defend and get on the glass and get effort points.
6-second differential game clock, shot clock here for the Clippers. Christie to Baldwin now. Kobe Sanders, a 2nd-round pick. He's got 6 turnovers already in this one. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Scoop shot, no good. Left it short. 5 seconds to go here. Burton on the move.
Rise and fire.
He does, and connects right before the half. And the Grizzlies extend their lead to 21. Memphis outscoring them in the second quarter, 33-11, Jim.
That's the Tyler Burton that I thought back in his days at Richmond would end up being a first-round pick. We've seen him do this a couple of times so far in the first half. A 6'7", high-release, jump-shooting dude just buries one right before the first half ends.
Go, nice, go! Okay, hold it. Get the ball, pass it, turn it out.
Today we're at the University of Pretoria. We're doing a junior NBA basketball clinic, and what we're doing is we're just imparting some skills on dribbling, passing, shooting, and all the fundamentals of basketball. What we like to see in junior NBA is lots of smiles, lots of fun. You know, that's when the kids learn more. If you make the experience enjoyable, the kids pay more attention, they're more engaged.
We learned a lot from the coaches, got a lot of insight. Good to see people take interest in it, and it's a good sign to see.
You're not getting anywhere. Okay, you walk by giving good passes. You're gonna move like this. What?
Look, there's a lot of energy. It's beautiful, man. It brings a lot of hope to us young African kids that, you know, one day we could play at that level. It brings a lot of hope.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. Racing, guys. That's how you make a mistake.
We have a lot of young talent, and we'd like to thank you, NBA Africa, so much for coming here and just, you know, improving our basketball.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
La NBA vuelve a México.
Paso de 3.
right, welcome back. And that's what they'll be playing for tonight. Charlotte, Sacramento, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on ESPN. The Summer League Championship on the line. That beautiful trophy will be handed off to one particular team and coach here in just a couple of hours. Welcome back here. Jimmy Dykes, George Sedano with you here. Let's talk about this Summer League Championship a little bit. Sacramento's a team that's already won 2 Summer League Championships. Yeah. They won an easy one yesterday. It felt like Isaac Jones, 36 points yesterday.
Well, he dominated. And this is a guy that comes out of Washington State. We don't know a lot about him, but he showed up. And how good was he and how efficient was Isaac Jones yesterday in the semis? A 36-point game. He made 12 twos in the game. And there was just no resistance by Toronto to keep this guy from getting to the rim, either as a roamer or as a ball handler. He was 13 out of 17 from the floor overall. His dominance just really jumped out. One of the better performances that we've seen in the Summer League this year. Jameer Young hung 40, but Isaac Jones yesterday goes for 36. Proctor had a big game at 35, but awfully impressed with Isaac Jones. He gets his team to the championship game today.
Yeah, again, you saw their second most points. Isaac has been back and forth between the big club and the G League, so a very experienced player. Now, here comes a rookie we're going to talk about with the Charlotte club that they're going to be facing. Con Knipple. You want to talk about cool, calm, and collected. That's Con Knipple.
That is Con Knipple. I've been so impressed with his overall game. I think because of how cerebral that he is, it makes him a half step or a step quicker than he actually is. He sees the game so well, digests things quickly, and that's what it is in the NBA. You're always problem solving. I think Con Knipple is a great problem solver. I was impressed with him yesterday, George. They had like a 26, 28-point lead. He dove on the floor for a loose ball, took a cut above the eye, and this is just a guy that's just a warrior. Loves to play ball, and Con Knipple has been everything we thought he would be, being one of those lottery picks. Has steadily grown, it looks like, and since he's been out here, but very comfortable, looks the part of a future great pro to me.
Yeah, no doubt. An adult in the room, even as a young guy. He's playing for that ring, 2.75 carats tonight, 10 Eastern on ESPN, the championship game.
The USA is going to be okay.
So the sky is not falling.
No. But that was a powerful dunk by Risa Singh.
Great switch. Good initial defense by Champagny.
Oh, great block by Sarr. Oh, threw it back a second time.
Woo-hoo.
Higher game.
Shepard again. This time off the drive.
Portland just 3 of 11. Castle and 1.
And slow-footed on the defensive end, right? Or turnovers and just getting into pace.
Ryan Rupert. We mentioned the French invasion.
Oh, okay,
Bub Carrington.
Whoa. Jealous.
Yeah.
This is.
Look where
right.
the pass is. Nowhere near the rim.
They wanted him to be more aggressive offensively here. And where? Caught a body. All 7'5" of Sharp.
Lane and throws second defender. Watch Larson. Here comes the help by Sharp. He can't get back.
Spraying out for a 3, but that's just Klingen's effect.
Klingen now coming.
Oh, the big man rising to the occasion.
Third quarter.
Yes.
Jam fest.
Yes. Klingen getting up.
LaRavia in the paint finds Edey. Such an easy target.
Yeah, Chris. It's easy to find a big man. Chris
still with a big bucket for the Heat. 3 threes for him today. 3-pointer by Wells plus a foul. So 4-point chance for Jalen Wells.
Messi to Ford, backdoor. Too strong. Messi cleaning it up.
Keeps his eyes up. Crosses up, Minot. Righty roll is good. Plus 1.
Welcome back to the NBA 2K26 Summer League. Little Papa Shot action going on. in the concourses. The Grizzlies with a 21-point lead here at Thomas and Mack Center. And welcome back inside the building alongside Jimmy Dykes. I'm George Sedano. Alyssa Lang will join us in just a moment. Jimmy, the Grizzlies poured this thing on down the stretch. A huge run for them to take a commanding lead.
No doubt. I mean, to me, they played harder than the Clippers overall. And Tyler Burton has been phenomenal in the amount of production he's had in 12 minutes. The guy's got 14 points. He's 5 out of 7 from the floor. Has made both of his three-point shots. 5 big defensive rebounds and just a couple of bad decisions early in transition. But, man, after that, he started rising and firing and playing really hard. That shot right before the half, bam. You just do not allow a guy to step into any type of a rhythm three in transition when they can shoot as well as Burton. And Burton made him pay. And very impressive performance. He got a couple of assists as well, only 1 turnover. Good half by Tyler Burton in just 12.5 minutes of time.
No doubt about it. And to think we were commenting earlier about how his first drive was running into a brick wall. Well, he certainly learned from that experience quickly, as he's been incredibly efficient here the rest of the way. So a 16-0 run for the Grizzlies to end the half. Miller probing. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Christie steps into a 3. Too strong rebound. Magnet.
And Christie just couldn't make him pay. They got the switch, and the switch defender, Small, was a little late getting there. And pros make open shots. That's the bottom line.
Burton on the drive. Left hand, short. But it's going Clippers' direction now after he fumbled it out of bounds.
And the size on an NBA floor, unless you're fortunate to sit courtside like you are all the time, and you really get an understanding and a feel for it.
Well, speaking of size, you saw what Jordan Miller just did. I mean, just put a body in and easily scored with the left hand, to your point.
Those big 6'5", 6'6" guards. I remember that I told you yesterday, I was fortunate enough to do the Lakers at the Nuggets 3 years ago. I got to the hotel. When I stepped on the elevator, LeBron James was stepping off the elevator without a shirt on. He just worked out that morning. I was like, this is a whole nother game here.
Oh,
the size is on the floor in those big-time NBA games is startling if you're not used to it.
Yeah, but you picked out the star out of Central Casting on that one.
Yeah,
that's
I did,
for sure. Oh, rejection there by Magnet. Finish on the other end by Jones.
I don't know, the Clippers just look tired. That's the only thing I can say, because their transition defense and their inability to match the ball, stop the ball, and give some resistance is alarming.
Flowers almost lost his footing on that one. Miller loses his handle on this one.
A good job by Burton, and we talked about his offense, but that time he went up and took on Miller and did a good job of it. McVay gets it started, and they just flood the floor with speed, and different guys have gotten out and finished for Memphis all night long.
Well, the fast break, I mean, that's the difference in this game. 19 fast break points for Memphis, 1 for the Clippers.
An 18-point difference. Boy, it was there.
It was off the Clippers. So 6 seconds on the shot clock. Baseline jumper is good for Fleming. And the lead extends for the Grizzlies, 62-36. They are absolutely putting it on the Clippers, and it gets worse as Patrick Baldwin Jr. threw one to our statistician, Dave Freed.
Who can't shoot. Fleming, by the way, is a heck of an athlete. You saw him rise up and make a really tough contested 2 on that last possession.
Small on the step back, nothing but net.
I think Small is going to find his way onto a roster. He does too many things too well. Tough, plays low, plays strong, plays tough, can really score, is a pest defensively. an undersized guard with a big Valentine. Those guys just find a way to get on a roster.
He's got 11, 3 3-pointers as well. So this one getting away from the Clippers here. Although I was here the other night, the Clippers, as Flowers throws up a wild shot, Clippers lose the possession as the Grizzlies come up with it. They were down big to the Nuggets and made it interesting down the stretch. So backdoor cut, no, can't finish. Oh, but good hands by Small. He finds Burton for the dunk, and Burton's still talking to the official about the last play and gets teed up.
Well, the Clippers have any shot to come back in this game, they're going to have to start taking care of the dadgum basketball and getting some stops, and they've not done a good job in either one of those areas. Tyler Burton has played with some fire in this game.
Jimmy, the score was 35-32, Memphis leading by 3. Since then, a 32-4 run.
That's a big run.
And then Baldwin misses the technical free throw. So when it rains, it pours. He didn't. What'd you think? Should he have gotten teed up for that?
Was it for hanging on the rim, or did he say something?
Well, he was talking to him. He was talking to him. It wasn't for hanging on the rim. It was something he said.
Okay, well then he should have got one. It was a good cut.
Nice finish there.
Very good corner cut.
Yeah.
The timing on the cut was to perfection. When you hard cut out of the corner, George, if you go early or late, it ain't going to happen. Those cuts have to be perfect time.
And he skied for that one as we see another look at that.
Watch this. That bounce pass is just threaded through, but you can't cut any better out of that corner than what Kobe Sanders just did. That's a read and a feel and a timing factor that's either you have it or you don't.
Air ball for Baldwin. I want to know what Kobe Sanders' vertical was at the combine. He got up.
Number 50 pick overall that was traded on draft night from the Knicks to the Clippers.
That one no good by Burton. And it's off of Fleming. It'll be Clipper basketball. The Grizzlies making a number of substitutions here as Baldwin checks back in along with Montgomery and Estrada. Fleming, Small, and Burton check out.
George, I look at the league right now, the NBA, and some of the trends. We talked about Oklahoma City yesterday defensively, how hot they pick up that basketball and the pressure they put on you. The other trend that I think you're going to see some in the league is the value of having 2 attacking guards on the floor at the same time. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams. When you're non-primary handler, it can be an attacking guard as well. Man, it puts a lot of pressure on defense, and a big part of OKC winning the title.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jalen Williams had a 40-point game in the finals, to your point. So a 32-6 run for the Grizzlies in complete control here in Vegas.
I'm not family yet, though. I'm doing good. How you doing, boss?
Doing great, man.
I look like J-Dub, don't it? OKC? Yeah, word. This what this is? What is this? Dolce? I got the toy. I'm right there.
It's blending in.
Nah, it's good. It's going now. What's up, man? It's a glitter party out here, man. Yeah. Diamond party. For the kids, man. I like it, man. I like it. No problem. Man, blessed to be here, man.
Yes, sir. No doubt, man.
For sure, man. Man, it feel good. I ain't cried yet. Harper! Harper! Yeah, my boy. Yeah, my boy. I'm about to cry with him. Yeah, do you hurt? We're going to put the work in.
Let's take a look at the Clippers depth chart here. Bradley Beal, the newest addition, bought out in Phoenix because he had a no-trade clause and lands with the Clippers. This makes a ton of sense because they traded Norman Powell to Miami and they got John Collins in a three-way deal from Utah. So you see that depth chart there. It's a very balanced Clippers team that many felt overachieved last year, Jimmy, winning 50 games. They were projected to win much less than that.
Yeah, well, think of those first three names. Harden, Beal, and Kawhi Leonard. That's a great starting point. And James Harden was the lead recruiter in bringing Bradley Beal to the Clippers. And Lawrence Frank trying to do a job of building a championship roster out there. But Bradley Beal did all his homework as well. I think he spent a lot of time talking on the phone with that Clippers medical staff because he's battled some injuries. And it's an interesting group that Coach Lou's going to have to work with next year.
Ty Lue, one of the best coaches in the sport. You want to talk about a guy that gets the most out of everyone. Again, I mentioned earlier, that group not projected to win 50 games, not by a long shot, and did a nice job last season as he does every year. We'll step aside.
This whole process, the whole experience, you only get to do it one time. I mean, this is my dream, to be here, to be in these moments. Just trying to enjoy it, every second of it, and just soak it all in.
My basket to the right here, Harper, Flagg, and Johnson.
Really cool experience and a good environment to be around and be here.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. 135.5. Here you go. One more. You go. Last one. Come on.
I think that's the biggest thing that I pride myself on is being really versatile, impacting the game in a ton of different ways at a high level, making a ton of winning plays. I'm just trying to get better all around. The handle, the shot, the defense, the physicality. I always know there's more to do, there's more to get better at. So I'm never really satisfied.
Yeah, cool.
This is something that I've been dreaming about since I was a little kid. So just a rush of emotions, a rush of happiness, excitement for the future and the next chapter. Sharing that with my family will be an incredible experience.
So, Jimmy, there's some chatter that Chris Paul could be coming back to L.A. to play for one of his old teams, the Clippers. Chris Paul played all 82 games last season. At this stage of his career, you want to talk about a guy who has been a consummate professional, a superstar for so many years, but has certainly evolved at this stage of his career to be a mentor.
Yeah, no doubt. 40 years old, but he's one of the all-time great Clippers and could finish his career there. I know there's been a lot of talk about him wanting to get back to that part.
Maybe Ty's talking to him right now. Maybe he's talking
to him right now. Say, man, hey, dude, we need you. We need you one more time. And if you think about it, if Chris Paul ends up as a Clipper, you took to those 5 veteran guards, Harden, Beal, Dunn, Bogdanovich, and Chris Paul. Man, those are 5 guys that have been through the fire. And it'll be interesting because I think you look at those Clippers right now, the next guy they bring in has to understand what's my role going to be. And would Chris Paul start? I don't know. Would Chris Paul accept not starting? Only he knows that. So it's an interesting conversation for sure. Last couple of weeks here in Vegas.
Yeah, I think he'd do what's best for the team.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And I think there's a pretty cool kind of factor to the situation there where he could potentially be coming back to the Clippers. Remember when he played there, Lob City, that was a team that people thought with him, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan could win the West, could win the championship. They had that one awful series where they were up 3-1 against Houston and lost to James Harden, interestingly enough, who could be one of his teammates. But yeah, it would be a cool novelty for him to finish with a team like that where he had so much success.
No doubt. If you can get Chris Paul, take Chris Paul, because isn't he number 2 all-time in assists and steals?
Yeah.
Is that right, still?
Yeah. And again, just a guy who works his you-know-what off. He works his tail off. He's a guy that you talk to guys like Devin Booker. They went to the finals together with Phoenix back in 2021. he loved being around Chris Paul because of the fact that he outworks everybody. Like, he never stops working. And another guy who considers him a mentor, the current MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Because Chris was there for a brief stint and really taught those guys how to be pros. And when you talk to that group of guys and everybody there in OKC, they referenced that year that he was there. That was the bubble year, certainly the COVID year. And, you know, Shai and him still very close. They communicate all the time, as Shai told us during the finals.
I would say this. There's always value in a guy that could coach the team if the coaches aren't there.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Chris Paul could do and would do and be very good at it. And those guys you trust, they're hard to find. There's great value in them. It's a short list of guys that I would turn my team over to and say, hey, you got practice this week. And Chris Paul would be maybe at the top of the list as I look at that around the NBA.
Although, if Chris is listening, I mean, Chris, whenever you are ready to hang it up, I feel like that beautiful mind would be great on TV, too.
He's not listening. He's talking to Coach right now.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, maybe someone will text him I said that. That beautiful mind would be great to be great to be your teammate here down when you're retired.
Truly one of the all-time great pros we've ever had is Chris Paul. Nice try.
Yeah, Jones with the finish.
Everybody's getting to eat for Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
They are winning their one-on-one matchup way more times than they're losing it.
Everybody that has played for Memphis has scored.
Yeah. And it's been a bunch of them. 11? Have they played 11 guys now?
Yes, sir.
Maybe more than that, maybe?
11, yeah.
Okay.
Sanders lines one up, short. And that one off of Montgomery. So it'll stay Clipper ball. 14 seconds on the shot clock as Nate Hinton checks in for Jeremy Jones.
Okay, I want to tell me quickly about the Backstreet Boys.
Okay, so, you know, it was more my wife's thing. She wanted to come to town to watch the Backstreet Boys. She grew up on the Backstreet Boys. She sang every word. I knew about 60% of the songs. But the visuals at the Sphere, if you can ever go to a concert at the Sphere, and it's my second time there, I saw U2 when they opened, not the opening night, but in that stretch when they opened the building. And the Sphere is the attraction. The act is secondary, and I know that sounds insane when you talk about bands like U2 and Backstreet Boys, even the Eagles, you know, the Dead and Company, so many bands that have been there.
The greats.
But the Sphere is the attraction.
Okay.
If you see a concert at the Sphere, it's kind of tough to see a concert elsewhere. I got to be honest with you.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because the visuals are just stunning. Stunning.
So for you, if you could hear one more time, I Want It That Way, Everybody, Larger Than Life, which one are you going with?
I mean, everybody, I don't want to, you know what, I don't want to ruin it for people and tell them when they played it.
Okay.
But that's when the place really, obviously the opening act, the opening song was a big deal. But when everybody played, when they played that song,
everybody was into it.
Everybody was into it. There's no doubt about it. So I will just say that when that song pops off, the building pops off.
Good for you getting to go.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Good for my wife.
How many games are there total in Vegas? 62 something? You've done 61.
Feels that way. Hey, coming up next, Summer League is capped off by the championship game between the Kings and Hornets. Dave Pash, Corey Alexander on the call. I'll be on the sideline for that one, my 60-second game.
You will be.
That'll be on ESPN at 10 Eastern. And whistle here.
Well, Memphis continues to drive it hard, and they continue to cut hard, and they continue to fly to the offensive glass hard.
By the way, Jimmy, you knowing those songs, very impressive, I must say.
I mean, that's the kind of drive you have to have in the NBA. You got to cover up that ball. You got to get low. You got to play with your shoulders through other guys' contact. And if you don't, you don't get rewarded. If you do, you will. And Memphis has done it time and time and time again. This time it's Montgomery.
By the way, be honest. Did you know those songs?
I know those.
Did you get a phone a friend?
I know those.
Like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire back in the day?
Well, yeah. In total honesty, my wife said, "Hey, these are the songs you need to know." Okay.
Look at that. That's good. That's good. That's good teammate right there.
Yeah,
that's why she's.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, if you want to talk Morgan Wallen, I can go Morgan Wallen all day. Backstreet Boys, I got to have some help.
Hey, listen, that's pretty good wide variety for you there. All right, travel on Montgomery. And we've got some substitutions here for the Clippers as they go a little deeper down the bench. You've been a great teammate as well as Alyssa.
Thank you.
To work with here the last couple days.
We're not very good, but we try hard.
Oh,
that's how they describe Alyssa.
That's not true at all. It's my pleasure.
Clippers haven't really shown it today, but one thing they did at a high level last year with their regular team, they were the number 3 defensive team in the league, only allowing 110 points per 100 possessions. That's the toughness you build your program around. If you're Coach Lou, he'll find the right guys.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, he, again, as we mentioned earlier, gets the best out of everyone. The one thing, it's funny when you talk to guys who play for the Clippers, as Miller gets the basket there, they all to a man will tell you, Ty's as honest as they come. He'll tell you what your role is at the beginning, and if things have to change because of injuries or whatnot, he will continue to tell you this is the expectation night in and night out, which I think as a pro, like you would think that happens regularly, and I'll tell you it doesn't always happen that way.
But I think the best ones do.
Of course. That's why they're the best ones.
Yes, I think that's why they're the best ones. They shoot you straight in huddles. They shoot you straight in film. They say it the right way, but they get their message very clearly across to their staff, to their players, to personnel.
And Ty, of course, was on the Olympic coaching staff led by Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, Ty Lue, and Mark Few on that staff.
That's a heck of a staff. How'd they lose a game? They wouldn't, right?
Although they had some scary ones. Remember that against Serbia? They had played Serbia a third time.
They sure did.
Because they played them in like an exhibition, and then they had to play them in one of the early phases, and then in the knockout round, they had that scary game. And then France was a nail biter too. We all remember the Curry flurry down the stretch.
The Curry flurry, he went off, did he not?
Yeah, I told Steph this when I had them at the beginning of the season. I said, you made me swear in front of my kids for the first time in my life.
Why, did somebody foul a three-point shooter?
No, just when he was going nuts.
He did.
I couldn't, I let one fly. And my kids looked at me, and I was like, sorry.
Dad.
Yeah. And he said, you had to put money in the swear jar, huh? I'm like, yeah, thanks to you.
You can't blame that on him. That's all on you, George. You're throwing Curry under the bus because you swore.
I did do that.
Where have we gone in this broadcast?
Well, that's where we're at when the Clippers have climbed back within 22.
You know, one of the many things I love about the NBA right now?
Yeah.
7 different champions in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
And I'll tell you this, we can talk more about that in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Because I actually think it's great for the league, and I'll explain why in a moment here. But let's lock in here on this last minute as the Clippers, who were trailing as much as 29, I believe, against the Nuggets, right? Earlier this week. And they did make it a compelling game down the stretch. So don't turn your TVs off just yet.
Well, they're going to need one heck of a fourth quarter.
You're down 25 at the moment with 33 seconds to go. Memphis with the foul. Small. We'll go to the free throw line as Telford picks up the foul.
It's the last time to put something on tape in the fourth quarter for these guys right now, because in 2.5 months training camps open up and G League deals get done, Euro League contracts get solidified, and we're sitting here talking about the Backstreet Boys and Morgan Wallen. There's still a lot at stake for these individual players right now, and I've seen a lot of effort, especially from some of these young guys from Memphis. Javon Small has produced in his only game prior to this one. He had 17 points, 5 assists, and only 1 turnover. I believe in number 10 in blue for Memphis at a high level.
They know how to identify their kind of guys, like we talked about earlier, right? That's what the good team do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And a turnover here. Memphis ball again. Things continue to unravel for the Clippers. That's their 17th turnover of the game. Still a quarter to go. 23.8 seconds left. Shot clock is off.
Going to go 1-4 flat. Let Small just win his one-on-one battle against Brockington. Or a sprint out ball screen. Here it is, sprint out ball screen. Tries to turn the corner.
6 seconds on the clock. Small. Gonna have to take a contested tough one. Pushes one up there. No good, and that'll do it for the quarter. So the Grizzlies with a commanding 27-point lead as we head to the fourth here in Vegas.
With the 32nd pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Ivica Zubac from Croatia. He last played for Megalex in Serbia.
This is a young big man, and he's a really good player. Get that kind of size, that kind of age, really nice. Nicely done by the Lakers.
And the young man puts it in, and the Lakers have the lead.
I play as a center in the NBA, and you know, as a center, you got to be really strong, and you got to be very physical. Every night you're going to meet a guy on the opposing team who's really strong, athletic. I always knew that, but one thing that I didn't know coming into the NBA, you got to be really communicating. So my first year, all my veteran players were always telling me, giving me advice how much I got to talk on defense, on offense, how I'm the last line of defense, and you know, you got to help everyone by talking because you see everything. So that's probably the biggest thing I learned playing as a center in the NBA.
Coming up next, Summer League is capped off by the championship game between the Kings and the Hornets. You see them getting off the bus right there. The Kings and the Hornets. Con Knippel, the youngster from Duke, drafted in the lottery. And that's coming up on ESPN. Dave Pasch, Corey Alexander in the call. I will be patrolling the sidelines on that one. Right now, Jimmy Dykes, Alyssa Lang. Accompanying me here, I'm George Sedano.
And the crowd's starting to fill in a little bit in the Thomas and Mack. You've got a championship on the line. A lot of eyes on Con Knippel, how high he went in the draft, and he has done everything and delivered and backed it up. I love the fact that he dove on the floor yesterday when the game has already been decided and comes away bloody, and Isaac Jones was just a monster as well in his semifinals with a 36-point game, the second best performance in the Summer League this year.
Jimmy, you'd know this better than me, but from when I've watched him, he just doesn't get sped up.
Con Knippel? Yeah. No, he does not. He didn't get sped up at Duke. From day one when I watched him play, he didn't get sped up. And that's a guy that has done a lot of film study and a lot of work, and he sees the game, thinks the game. As a result, the game has already slowed down for Con Knippel. I played for a Hall of Fame coach named Eddie Sutton in college, and he always would say, the longer you play the game, the slower the game becomes. And Con Knippel already has that, and he hadn't even played in one regular season NBA game yet.
Yeah, it's impressive. That's a skill that, to me, shows how ready you are for something like this.
Yeah.
You know, when I think of the elite players in this sport, they're all guys who don't get sped up. You know, we were talking earlier about the Clippers. James Harden is in that category. On the other side of LA, Luka Doncic is one of those guys, certainly LeBron, right? The best players historically are blocked there by Magnay. They'll say a goaltender. Those are the types of guys. And I don't know if Knippel will be anywhere near those guys, but I just think that trait is already something that shows me he's ready to go.
Yeah, if he does become one of those guys, it will be because of that. Because he's not going to get faster, more explosive, a quicker athlete that just whips you with his natural talent.
Oh, what a block by Gary there.
Gracious. That's the kind of block that hurts your feelings, right? Makes you think about, do I really want to play this game or not?
And a good swing to the corner by Gary for Telford's three.
Gary.
Oh, and the Clippers. Brockington gets a hand in there.
You said the Clippers might come back in this thing.
And Ken Christie hits another three. Timeout. Tuomas Isola. He wants to talk things over after an 8-0 run.
Wow. Yeah, Gary gets it started, and all of a sudden this thing's under 20 points. The block of the basketball just fantastic. Boom, timing, all ball up top, eats it up. Got a little bit of a game maybe working for us.
NBA 2K26 Summer League is proudly sponsored by NBA 2K26. Rated E for everyone. And in part by McDonald's.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Hey everybody, welcome to 24 Seconds with me, Jalen Wells.
Wells, a pull-up three, bingo!
My fashion style is pretty laid back, you know, nothing out of the ordinary, just keep it casual. Funniest guy on my team is Jaren. He just does anything. The biggest momentum shifter in the game is a big defensive stop.
That's the Jalen Wells effect.
That's the buzzer. I'm out.
He did it again! A 360, a human highlight reel.
Morant off the bounce.
360 spin in the finish. Oh, he did not do that.
Oh, no.
360 spin and a finish for Morant. Oh, the spin finish. That was saucy.
Back to Morant, to the rim. He hangs.
He did it again. A 360 hanging, scooping, and scoring.
Morant
spins and hits again. Holy cow.
Have you ever in your life seen anything like that?
The WNBA All-Star break ends on Tuesday night. We'll have an ESPN doubleheader for you. The Fever will be in New York to take on the Liberty at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Then the Aces host the Dream. Our coverage begins with NBA Countdown at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. George Sedano, Jimmy Dykes, and Alyssa Lang here with you. The W did not have Caitlin Clark for the All-Star festivities due to a groin injury. Second time she's been hurt this year. Although the Fever did win the Commissioner's Cup, their midseason tournament, even without Caitlin. So Stephanie White and company, she's done a great job coaching that team this season. Love it with the flush.
Yeah, hard to make a comeback if you don't have urgency in your transition defense. Again, just not matched up at all. I told you about Fleming. Doesn't always shoot it straight. Can't rely him on his jump shot. But you get him in the open floor, he is a big-time athlete out of Florida.
It's now or never for the Clippers. Christie gets that one to swirl home.
You can see the potential in Christie. All of 6'8", smooth the ball, and that good high-release finish.
He's got 8 in the fourth quarter. Open look for Hinton. Buries that one.
A little bit of hitch, but it goes in, right, by Hinton. I'm not a guy that says there's only one way to shoot the basketball. The most important thing is, do you do it the same way every single time? There are some basics that have to be there. We talked about in the last game, even the best shooters in this league have a little bit different release in them, but they do it consistently, and it's okay.
Well, I've seen Lonzo Ball, who certainly has an interesting shot, and I'm happy to hear that Lonzo will be back this upcoming season. Certainly had his share of injuries, but you want to talk about someone who has a strange looking shot. And he was someone that, you know, in his years in Chicago and New Orleans when he was playing, I mean, he was shooting 38% from three.
He was, yeah.
Kevin Martin, famously, certainly an awkward shot. If it goes in, it goes in. Not everybody has to look like Ray Allen and Klay Thompson or Steph Curry when they shoot it.
Speaking of Klay Thompson, did you see, I think it's on Friday, a workout video where he made 72 straight threes to Klay Thompson.
So it's funny because if you really were like building a shot for someone, it would look like
look like that. Yes, it would. If I was going to teach it in the clinic, I would say let's put some. You think you're a shooter until you see a shooter, and that's what Klay Thompson is, right?
Yeah, I always tell his dad, Michael, who I go way back with, I say, you know, where did he learn to shoot? Because you didn't shoot the ball when you were in the NBA.
Right.
And he says, I shot 51% for my career. I said, yeah, but all of it in the paint. You were a center. Like, come on. I'm like, did your wife Julie teach him to shoot? Like, you know, I know she was an athlete too. So he always gets a kick out of that. Michael Thompson, the #1 pick in the draft to the Portland Trail Blazers in 1978.
I've never talked to Klay Thompson about it, but I would guarantee you at some point he did a lot of one-hand shooting close to the rim where it's all about form and follow through, just hours and hours of slowly backing away. Every great shooter I've ever talked to, they've done that drill.
Christie on the curl, wide of the mark. Telford, though, tracks down the rebound. Christie leans into one, and that one's short too, but Miller puts it back in.
Good effort by Miller. He just impacts the game so many ways. I mean, for your 6'5" lead guard to be your leading rebounder after 10 days in Las Vegas bodes well for the Clippers and Miller moving forward.
Estrada open for three. Short, but Hinton there for the board. Hinton now launches one. Hinton! Feeling it now.
It's amazing when you play harder than the other guy, good things happen to you. And that's what Memphis has done in this game.
Miller bullies it in there over Hinton, but Hinton has 10 in the fourth. And Baldwin steps out. So Nate Hinton doing his thing.
Well, Nate Hinton gets an easy look. And again, that's a little bit of a hitch. When he goes up, it's not like the smoothest jump shot, but he shoots it the same way every time. And I just like how Memphis has played in this game tonight. They've got a lot of guys that did not get a lot of run the first 4 games. They've gotten their opportunity, and everyone that has been put on the floor by Tomas has done something to impact winning. That's all you can ask from your guys.
Yeah, a total team effort. You usually hear that and it can sound cliche, but again, everybody has scored. Everybody's put up some numbers on the box score. The Clippers got as close as 19 here in the fourth, but the Grizzlies have extended their lead to 23, under 5 to go. They were down nearly 30 at one point. 32 actually is the largest lead.
Yep. A couple of things also from Memphis defensively. They've held the Clippers to 70 points. They've been matched up 1 through 5, probably 90% of possessions. And when you're matched up naturally 1 through 5, George, the odds of getting a defensive rebound go way, way up because you're not mismatched on the boards at that point. So their urgency in transition defense to talk it out, get matched up naturally and stay matched and not just switch out of convenience has been very impressive for me as well from Memphis defensively.
Yeah, Clippers shooting under 39% for the game.
Not good.
Flowers gets 2. And he's up to 5 points. Estrada on the drive. The kick. Baldwin doesn't get that one to fall. Christie on the run. Christie coast to coast. Reverse layup and in.
A lot of stuff about him you got to like. I mean, that's a 6'8" athlete bringing it with speed and to control his body and kind of twist it to get away from the defense. Very impressive by Cam Christie.
Floater is an air ball for Baldwin. Christie with 10 and looking for more. Gets stripped on that one. Hinton in transition. Kicks it to Estrada. Wide open for 3. No good. Ball batted out to Christie. And he should have an easy one. Can cherry pick this one. Layup off the glass. So 12 in the quarter for Christie. And now we got a track meet here. Montgomery. Pump fake. Fires. No good. Rebound Miller. And more running. Baldwin doesn't have numbers, but will get the foul. And turns an ankle, it looks like there. He grabbed his right ankle immediately. Hopefully he's okay. Teammates picking him up.
Now, he played for his dad at UW Milwaukee, a 5-star recruit out of high school that really he could have gone anywhere, but he chose to play at UW Milwaukee in the 28th pick in the 2022 draft. And at the end of the play, just backs up and gets in a little bit of a contact and comes down awkwardly. Good to see him walk it off. But this is the highest rated recruit in the history of the Horizon League to come out of there. Got a lot of stuff about his game that you like.
I mean, his size, you can't teach that.
No, you can't.
6'9", 220. Was the 28th pick in the 2022 draft to Golden State. Traded from Golden State to Washington in the Jordan Poole deal. And then was part of the 4-team trade with Middleton and Kuzma last season with San Antonio. 10-0 run here for the Clippers.
Yeah, Baldwin's gotten some run in the NBA. A little bit with Golden State and Washington. I think he just recently signed a two-way deal, didn't he, with the Clippers?
Yeah. On March 1st. Lost his high school state tourney game to one Tyrese Halliburton in Wisconsin.
You're going to lose to somebody, lose the tie, right?
Yeah. So a 15-point game, still within reach if the Clippers can defend here. Especially the way the three ball's flying in this game. Montgomery lets one fly. No good, and the Clippers come up with it.
They cannot have empty possessions right now, though, if you're the Clippers. At worst, get to the free throw line.
Brockington, high off the window, no good. Baldwin, though, comes up with it. Baldwin dishes it off. Flowers goes up. Wild shot, no good. Was looking for a call, did not get one.
Boy, Flowers has had a rough, tough game. Just not a lot of productivity in this game or all week long here in Las Vegas.
All right, let's step aside. Jimmy's best coming up at the conclusion of the game.
To be honest, it hasn't hit me yet. Just chilling. Probably tomorrow, Thursday, preparing and getting ready for it. It's gonna sink in and hit me. I'll try to get a little bit excited. There's so many buildings. As soon as I walk across that stage, my life gonna change. It's every basketball player's dreams, but hopefully if I get put to the right situation, as far as coming in and being able to produce, as a rookie, then that'd be a great day for me. Just learning real quick, very good learner. Like I said, we'll all fight on Thursday. Until then, I gotta be patient and wait. James Harden, sign it out.
Time for Jimmy's best here at Summer League. What do you got?
Well, here's what's caught my eye. And it's going to start with a vicious dunk by Johnny Furphy against the Bulls. I mean, that you talk about a big-time finish. That was it. The best story was yesterday, John Ukamadu, who paid his way for a tryout and then actually led the Pistons in scoring yesterday. I love this kid. He finished actually runner-up in the slam dunk competition his senior year in college. Trey Johnson, to me, is the best bucket getter in Vegas. I know he hasn't had a 36 or 40-point game, but that dude looks like a scoring pro. Now, that is by far the best jersey I maybe have ever seen in all of basketball by Jeremiah Fears, because he plays with no fear, and it's Zero Fears as the best jersey in Las Vegas. I'm a big fan of Jeremiah Fears. I saw him early at the Battle for Atlantis last year. He's a young kid, should just be a freshman in college, but he's got some stuff about him, and he'll figure it out. Kind of slightly built like Trae Young a little bit, but you can see
a little wiry and a little longer.
But Zero Fears.
Yeah, I like that.
I love the jersey.
The uni community is going to be all over that.
It will be.
You spotted that one first.
How about our guy, Ukama? How do I say it again?
Ukamadu.
Yeah. Man, it's so great.
Paid $250 for a local G League tryout, made the team, and then balled out. Shot 46% from three during the G League season, and then lit it up here the other night with us.
He found himself onto somebody's roster just from yesterday. You talk about a lively, jumping, athletic guy that played without fear. And if he had an opportunity, he could do a dunk like this. Watch Furphy.
Oh, he cranked that one.
Is as good as you will see.
That's a poster.
Yeah, that is. I mean, mad at the rim for whatever reason, but Furphy would.
How about the Bulls player though? That's a meme.
That's not who you want to be
for the rest of his life. That poor kid.
Who you want to be?
That's a Senge, the lottery pick, or first-round pick for the Bulls.
There's been a lot of good stuff though in Vegas. And you've seen guys compete hard. You've seen guys rise up. You've seen other guys shy away from it. We've seen NBA legends in the building. We've seen future stars. It's such a great 10 days for the NBA when they all come together. And a lot of stuff going on, a lot of conversations. But this NBA Summer League continues to grow in popularity. It's kind of become a destination point as they play for a trophy.
No question about it. And to your point, if you're an NBA fan, if you're a basketball fan, because there's so many kids here that you saw play in college somewhere. If you're a basketball fan, this is basketball nirvana.
It is.
Because you can come here at the beginning of the day, and if you wanted to, you can watch 8 games between the 2 buildings on a given day, especially early on in the proceedings for the first week or so. And you can bounce between the arenas. It's just a fantastic time. You've seen the stuff we've played in the breaks where they've got autograph signings for the kids with the players. And we're talking about the lottery picks doing that stuff. And then the Papa Shot. They got so much stuff here. It really is basketball heaven. And the price is right when I tell you that, especially when you think about how many games you can watch when you're here.
And I believe a film festival, right?
Yes. And now a
taking
class,
place
too.
This weekend.
A front office class that Bobby Marks was a part of. It's the second year they've done that with Warren Legary and company, and Albert Hall putting that on as well, where you get, a front office guy like Bobby Marks teaching you. They had Adam Silver at that event, the commissioner, Sam Presti was at that event, Kenny Atkinson was at that event.
Now, who's who?
Corey, as a student though. Corey was a student. He was sitting and I heard not in the back of the classroom, Corey. He was sitting near the front. So,
well, Memphis has deserved to win this game really from the opening tip. And it was a little rough and a little rugged for both ball clubs to begin with, but then Memphis, they just would not take their foot off the accelerator in terms of effort and toughness and moving the ball. And everybody contributed. Everybody came in and had an impact. And over the course of the ball game, the team in dark blue just played harder, more physical, and faster to a 102-78 lead.
And interestingly enough, remember, they found themselves trailing early on. It looked like the Clippers were going to roll them over.
Yeah. We thought coming in, advantage Clippers with the number of guys that Memphis was holding out, but all it did was just ignite those guys that didn't get a lot of run prior to today. It's good to see.
Shows what we know.
It does. Again, not the first time it's happened to us.
Gary fires from 3. That's way off.
I believe everyone that's playing this game has gotten a shot off, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if not, that's on you.
No, they have. Everyone that's gotten it has gotten shots up. Yep.
All right.
45 seconds to go. Baldwin lets it rip. Nope, but the putback is good by Magnet.
Well, coming up after us will be a very entertaining championship game. And you say that's just a summer league. Hey, it means something. First of all, you're playing for a ring. You're playing for a title. You got a chance to be a part of a championship club. And
real stakes.
Yeah, no doubt. And then individually, you've got one more chance to say, hey, this is who I am, and this is what I can do for you if you give me a chance on your roster and your training camp. All you're trying to do in Vegas, unless you're a Cooper Flagg or a Dylan Harper or a Con Knipple, is say, this is what I can do for you. And you can count on me to do it every day, every night. I know how to be a pro. And some guys have accomplished that in the last 10 days. Some guys have not.
And
but it was great to be with you.
Yeah, my pleasure to be with you and Alyssa. Last 2 days, Estrada will dribble this out, and that'll do it. So the Grizzlies win 105-82. They pour it on after trailing in the first quarter. Really, the second quarter was where they put on a barrage. They won that one 33-11. Coach Ty Lue saying hello.
Hi, how you doing, man?
Great to see you, sir. Have a good season. I'll see you in a couple months. So, but it's funny, when we saw Ty Lue earlier, someone asked him, hey, what are you still doing here? He's like, I'm here to support my team.
No doubt.
So he is here to the bitter end in this case. But the Clippers fall to 3-2 at Summer League, and the Grizzlies improve to 2-3. Tuomas Isola gets a little run too, as he was the interim coach last year for the Memphis Grizzlies after Taylor Jenkins was let go, and gets to coach Summer League, just gain more and more reps. It's not just the players looking for reps, even the head coach is looking for reps.
I know this, he pushed the right buttons with his guys today because he had them on edge and ready to play with a lot of energy and toughness and fight. It wasn't always pretty, but you got to salute the head coach when you're sitting here on the last day of summer ball and you guys come out firing with the energy that they did.
Let's go to Alyssa with Javon Small.
Javon Small, man. Carolina product, baby. That's what he did.
There we go. You got your hype guy here. Javon, after a long summer league, what is it like to get a big win like this to close it out with your guys?
It feels really good to always leave out on a win. Came in here and lost a few games early. So, just to go home on a W always feels good.
What do you feel like you put on tape here over the last couple of days?
Just a little bit of everything. I can defend, I can play make, I can knock down shots, and I'm just a competitor.
What did you learn throughout your experience here that you'll take forward to keep improving your game?
Just the attention to detail, the pace of the game. Like I said, I've been saying since day one, learning new rules of the NBA and everything like that. So I'm just trying to be a sponge as much as possible.
The night you were drafted, your grandfather had the best reaction to seeing that. What was it like for him and your family watching you out here in Vegas?
Yeah, I know my family's back at home proud. Got a big smile on their face right now as they watch the TV, so I want to say hi to them. But my family is everything, and they always been there since I picked up a basketball, so I'm going to continue to do this for them.
Thanks, Javon.
Thank you.
George, back to you.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. Javon, a fun night, Jimmy, for sure for him.
I believe in Javon Small. He got 17 points and 9 assists, but just how he handles the interview. He's a mature kid, studies the game, takes it serious, understands what it's going to take to be a pro, and really can run a ball club is what he did today. He showed you. Now, he got some big-time help from Tyler Burton, who I believe finished with 20 points. He shot the ball well, and he shot deep from those corners, which is of great value in the NBA. A 3-and-D guy in the making, a big-time athlete, 3 years at Richmond before he went to Villanova. But Tyler Burton did himself a lot of good. Javon Small's just got the it factor to me. He can shake and get his own, but he can run a club. He's got a confident voice. He knows the game. He knows how to be a pro. Javon Small and Burton did a lot of good work today and this week.
All right, once again, our final score, the Memphis Grizzlies take out the Clippers 105-82. For Josh Careswell, our producer, and our entire crew, for Jimmy Dykes and Alyssa Lang, I'm George Sedano. The Summer League Championship game between the Kings and the Hornets is next on ESPN and the ESPN app. Make sure you tune into that one. Should be a good one here in Vegas. Have a good night.